just a small clarification when it came to our Russian operations before. We got a lot of questions after the presentation, and we just thought it could make sense to clarify a little bit that our ambition, of course, longer term is that new regions should meet old regions. That is still the ambition when it comes to operational metrics. Sorry about that one. And now we should talk to...
I thought about Sven. I thought about your question, the first question. I actually put up a slide to answer it, actually. The Comvik prepaid to postpaid. You probably have another question, but I can answer this one. What we see exactly, I mean, prepaid to postpaid is happening, but it's driven by handsets. It's not that people suddenly don't want to have prepaid. The way people buy handsets in Sweden or in other markets is that they want it on an installment plan. Hence, they go for postpaid because that's the solution. We are, though, even so that people are moving to postpaid, we are gaining market shares on our prepaid base. So we are still increasing our prepaid base and increasing our postpaid base. And we also see that smartphones, as I said, decrease in price, which also suits the prepaid stock, of course, when they can buy a smartphone for 700 or 900 SEK. And today, actually, we launched an installment method for prepaid. So you can deduct only on cheap phones, I should say. So if you buy a phone, if you want to buy a phone for 700, you can deduct 100 SEK from your prepaid account each month. So we are also launching a plan for that as a test to see how that works. There are, of course, other solutions, but this is the first initial solution. But the good thing is actually that we see that the churn in prepaid is not increasing. We're more or less gaining market shares, even though the market is in decline, but we're actually gaining new customers, both in postpaid and prepaid. So it's good.
Very good.
Great.
Now we take questions. We should take someone new. We have a lot. Well, I promised PK to ask a question, so he's going to get it now. PK from Cheuvreux, please.
Thank you. Yeah, the Swedish market has obviously been a stunning performer on the mobile side, and your revenue guidance is for mid-single-digit service revenue growth. How long do you think that rate of growth can continue here in Sweden? And a couple of questions on Norway, please. Have you got clarity from the regulator on your new mobile termination rates post the merger, which rates you may apply? And just thirdly, who is the provider for your new network in Norway? Thank you.
The first question regarding the revenue growth in Sweden, it's of course a good question, and to see how long it lasts. Of course, I mean, the more people comes on buying smartphones, the huge increase in revenues will probably go down over time, since more and more people are sort of, if you compare to last year, I mean, now we have been a year with iPhone for Tele2, and a lot of people have bought smartphones. So probably it will go down, but we still see a good pickup when sort of the rest of the customers want to buy smartphones comes along. Because the beauty of if you're a not so heavy user, you will still buy a data package, or you will need a data package. So maybe you will pay like 69 SEK for a package, but you will not consume all that data included in the package, but you will still buy the package. So of course we can see a revenue pickup on that. But it's hard to say how long, but and how big it is. But I think that's sort of a fluffy answer to it. We had some Norway...
sorry. Too fast.
The MTRs in Norway, have we got clearance from regulator? Have we got out with that?
I think we have been discussing the possibility of getting a blended MTR glide path.
Yes. Yep. Yes, that we have.
So that is our view is that we're going to get a blended between us and Network Norway's combined MTRs.
Yes.
Very good.
Supplier over network dealers. That is Ericsson. It is. Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Ericsson. Sorry.
We try Stefan Bilding. He has not asked the question yet, so we take that. And then, of course.
Thank you. A question regarding Net4 Mobility's cost savings. You mentioned that the EBIT savings would be around 260-290 million. But that doesn't seem too much, given the fact that you are your accelerated depreciation accounts for, I think, about 150 or 200 million. So, any comment on that?
Shall we comment that, or?
Yeah, we can. I mean, of course, we're seeing the total saving, which we have not. I mean, when it comes to both the combination of OPEX and CAPEX, is of course quite significant.
Yes.
But when it comes to EBIT margin overall and the development there, I don't know what you if you could comment on it.
I mean, the EBIT margin will of course be better, but I think this is the EBIT. This is sort of the EBIT saving on it, and as Lars said, you all know how expensive it is or how much it costs to build a network, and of course, if we save half of the capex and opex on that, it's a significant amount. But regarding your question of how much deductions, Lars, do you have any comment on that?
No, I mean, the savings you're talking about is sort of normalized savings. Now we have had a time where we had to increase the depreciation, but we are talking sort of on ongoing level that we should make a savings around 300 million per annum.
So the accelerated depreciation is excluded from those?
That should be excluded from this.
Then we take Andrew Lee, Goldman Sachs, and then we, I think about it.
Thank you. Just to follow up on that question, actually. The turning off of the 2G network is going to give you a cost advantage. You equate it to 300 million Swedish krona. That could be a cost advantage that's added to your margins, or it could be used to compete more aggressively on price. The Swedish market, as was PK alluded to earlier, has been great, and partly because of price rationality. I wondered how you think about the choice between and the blend between price aggression, given your lower cost base, and margin enhancement.
As long as possible, we want to have that money to increase our margins, and of course, it's a daily question more or less how we want to compete in the market. But to as much extent as possible, we want to have an advantage over the other operators, and then therefore we should keep that in the margins, of course, as long as possible.
So your aim is to remain a price rational or stabilised pricing.
Yes.
And just a follow-up question, if I may, just on price competition at the higher end. I mean, it looks like Three is trying to position itself more towards the higher end. Telenor's also trying to go back towards the higher end. Is it in your view that price competition is going to be focused on the higher end, and actually the low end could see much lower price competition over the next couple of years? Or where are you seeing any price competition risk?
The price competition right now is on, if you take a mobile broadband, for example, the two operators you mentioned there they are decreasing their prices quite heavily on those mobile broadband specific. So it's hard to say whether it's high end or low end, but I think the high-end market, the reptile thought is that the high-end market is more attractive, and therefore the people compete on that market. But so it would be good if it was on the high-end market, then we can take the low-end market actually. So we'll see, but I think the competition will be everywhere.
Okay, thank you.
But maybe in the campaign issues it will be on the high-end market.
Okay, I made up my mind. Sven Sköld, Swedbank.
Just a short question on the Swedish fixed business. I mean, Tele2 seems to have forgotten this business. I don't know, but you never talk about it. And when I can see TDC growing quite nicely here, I see another small pay DGC growing nicely in the corporate segment. What is Tele2 doing, just briefly? You're still making an EBIT loss here. Nothing seems to be happening.
We do. I mean, the fixed. We haven't. Of course, we haven't had the focus on fixed. We haven't. But we still have the fixed products, and we have a good fixed business. And as I said here, we're also increasing on the fiber fixed right now in order to gain market shares and more revenue from that. But I see we have a lot of opportunity, especially on the corporate side, on the fixed side. So we will continue the fixed side as when the business case allows.
Lena Österberg, and then we take Stefan.
Given that Telia has decided to have an open network strategy on fiber, is that something you would consider to be a service provider on their network? That's the first question. And the second question is, Three's mobile margins are almost the same as yours now, and they also include the Danish market, where they're significantly small, and they're also smaller than you are in Sweden. So there should be a lot of potential, even if you exclude closing down the old GSM network. So what will you do to bring up your margins?
We'll do a lot. We work, the Swedish team, myself and the team will of course work a lot in order to increase the margins. I mean, the margins we want them to go up, and we also need them to go up. So it's do even more cost efficient operations. I mean, we could cut costs even more, even though we are a cost leader. I think we could cut even more cost.